meeting to order at 7, oh, excuse me. The regular meeting of the Armada Planning Commission at 7:02. All rise for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You could have said that with us if you wanted to.
I just did.
Did you? Okay.
Okay. Kevin.
All right, let's start from that end of the table. Lemieux.
Here.
Shaw. Here. Patterson.
Here.
Brand. Here. Katajazik.
Here.
Oh, it's nice to have us all.
Here. Now we can rotate days off between us.
Yeah, maybe might do them all.
Yeah, I'll sit here by myself.
Right.
Check on.
Okay. We have tonight's agenda. Anybody got any questions or anything before we get a motion on that?
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And motion carries. And Becky, as usual, gave us a copy of the meeting minutes. You guys were all emailed them, so if anybody has any questions, errors, anything.
I'm
Not?
good.
Okay, we need a motion on that one.
Motion to approve March 17th, 2005 meeting minutes.
2025.
Oh, 2025. What did I say?
As presented.
As presented.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, and that's approved. Any public comment?
None whatsoever.
Okay, and that's done and over with. So, tonight we have the application for signage at the Armada Jams. Mike is heading up that, he's the commissioner and heads up the concerts in the park. Every year, we have whichever commissioner is in charge come before us. They give a notice of what type of signage they're gonna do. Do we have it, is it listed? How many signs have we got?
Not yet, no.
Don't know yet? Okay.
I see approximately 15 right now, but we should get about 20,
Yeah, okay.
roughly 20.
So, and then it also states that in our ordinance that they have a time period, it stays up during the entire Armada Jams, which is against our regular signage ordinance, that's why they come in for
Right,
that.
that's why I have to put it in.
And then they can keep those signs up during Armada Jams and it has to come down, I think the weekend afterwards?
June 1st to August 31st.
Okay.
What happens if they don't come down?
Then we're gonna go and get him.
Building
Hunt him down.
inspector shows up and wants a
I'm
citation?
the one that takes them down. So
Okay, yeah. so
He's right there, he always gathers them up as on his way out.
I think it's okay, yeah.
In fact, I was wondering if I
Really?
gave you mine last year, if I still got it.
Oh, really?
I think I might still have mine.
You have a sign?
Yeah, I think so.
We're glad they have put it up.
Oh, yeah, as soon as I can.
So, okay, so anyways, it's basically just something that we go through every year, just to make sure that everybody is aware that they have permission to leave those signs hanging up. So, this is one of those things, it's just like an applicant that's come before us, we need to have any discussion or questions that you have, and then a motion to be made.
So is a motion just to say okay to the unique as for the application signs?
Yep.
All right, so motion as presented to allow for the signs for the Armada Jams.
For the dates.
For, what were those dates again?
June 1st to August 31st.
June 1st through August 31st.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike, sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, we have a motion on the table.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Hi.
Yeah.
Does it ever, anybody ever vandalize those, take them down through the summer?
Never had a problem.
That's good.
We
I
did.
think this
I
is
like
going
that.
on my
But now you jinxed
fourth
it.
year or fifth year,
Yeah.
I've never had a problem.
Yeah, good, okay.
Yeah, you just jinxed it.
No, I didn't. No. The place
The only thing that
still
vandalized
looks-
was a tornado. The tornado tore some
That
of them.
tore 'em, yeah, that would tear 'em.
Or Macomb kind of lets out some juvenile delinquents, but that never ever
But
happens.
even the playscape is still, looks pretty untouched, yeah. So,
Okay, so as far as master plan discussion goes, we do not have planners obviously this evening. So we are waiting on the survey for the residents. They're going to do up a survey questionnaire for the residents, kind of give notice that this is what we're doing, and maybe get some feedback from residents, anything that they want to see changes made.
Do we write up that survey or do they?
No, Brian said that they would actually do up the survey.
Okay.
They were talking about coming to at least one of the concerts in the park so that we could just kind of, maybe one or two of us go down there and sit with them and let people know what we're doing and, you know, that, hey, we have a survey out. I'm sure it'll go on the website and they can answer through there. But other than to say survey to residents, I have nothing on that. So I haven't heard anything from Brian as far as what we're gonna do with that. It looks like, according to Becky's little note here, that McKenna may not. It does not say that they will not be there. It just says that they don't get paid to come to the concert, so that's an extra trip for them to come very far. So I'm guessing that we won't have them,
but we encouraged because the music's usually pretty great.
That's
And we can
right.
tell them when it's like the favorite, I don't know what the favorite one is, but.
so we'll kind of get that figured out a little bit more. We've got a little while before the concerts start and maybe have one or two of us at one concert, one or two of us at another concert, and we'll
Just
start
have a
that
little
way.
table set up.
Right.
Now, are they gonna send these surveys out to every resident that we have, or is it just gonna be online?
Again, he hasn't really specified how it's going to go. I'm assuming he's gonna bring us a paper copy to go through. Once we say, yes, this is what we wanna do, we'll make a decision from that
Okay.
point. But I know other communities usually put them up on the website so that people can go on. They have a little questionnaire that has to be answered and
Okay.
feedback from that, so.
So we did mail that, would just like, would it be included with the water bill or something like that?
Usually,
Just
yeah,
have to do
yeah.
it.
they do
It
that.
depends on what goes out with that water bill, because I know there's been other times we've asked to have things put in, and we were told that there was no room in the water bills, but they do those reports and everything every so often, and I think
Yeah.
we hit on
it's
one of
an
those times.
Annual report this time.
Right,
Which I
okay.
think is 2 pages.
Okay. So, there's that. Anybody got any questions concerning the master plan or what we're gonna do?
Any idea, well, he said to come up with, you know, talking to people and coming up with ideas. What kind of ideas what would you suggest to people? Like he's saying that we would ask them what they're looking for, but what are we actually
Well,
looking for?
I said, that's pretty much, my take on it was that was going to be pretty much what's in the questionnaire. And
Okay,
those are the kind of things we're gonna go over with people when we sit down at the concerts, run into
Okay.
people in town, whatever you'll.
you don't know what
I
kind of.
haven't had any information from him, so I
Okay.
don't know what kind of things we're
Yeah,
gonna be putting in there.
I was like,
It was surprising though, we do have to put out notice to neighboring communities, and I couldn't believe how far reached. They're going all the way out to Elmont to give notice that we're
Working on our master
plan. It was a little surprising,
Yeah, I'm curious as to why we have to do that.
just to
I don't know
notify
if it's
that.
a have to, but one gal that's up in K-Pac, she was on planning, she's on the council now. And then I told her I was on planning commission, she goes, oh, she says, maybe when we get together, when they call these meetings to save some money, join, you know, a couple of communities, so maybe just to keep,
Even just to pass ideas back and forth.
yeah,
and
that, but
Okay.
it was
Things like that.
the saving money thing. I don't know, I'm sure it costs even if they come to us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, if we go somewhere or if they come here.
Yep.
But
And we're villages with similar populations and square footage.
yeah, K-Pac's really.
Yeah, K-Pac would be a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody got anything else?
What were we talking about before with the addresses? I can't remember if that's going, so.
Well, that's not part of the master plan, so we'll get to that one down just a little bit, one more down, let's finish master plan. Okay, anybody got any questions or anything? Mike, don't miss the meetings. All right, so that's it tonight for the master plan discussion. That's, without actually hearing from them, I really don't have anything to move forward with you guys, so we're on reports. And yes, we were discussing signage, which is where they want to add, well, where we discussed adding the address. We want residents to have a clear address for fire, police, anything that needs to go through. I did start looking around, and there's not many houses that I've spotted without an
No.
address.
That's what I was telling Al, I don't think there's that many in the village.
No, there's not very many at all, but we do want it set either in the ordinance or how they're gonna work it out so that it's there. When you come before us, you're putting in a new business, you're building a new house, whatever you're doing here, it will have to have an address.
Right.
So, and
And
we
you're trying to
discussed-
get to the point that it's on the house, you're not just
Yes.
letting you put it on the
Not
house.
just the mailbox, right.
And then like with my
We
house,
want
when
it-
I first moved in my house, it was alongside the front door. The front
Yeah.
door faces sideways. So coming down the street, if you were coming from Richmond this way, you couldn't even see it. If you were
Yeah.
going from Armada that way, you,
House across the street just has it in the mailbox, not on them.
right.
There's quite a few of
Houses,
them
so-
I've seen where it's on the mailbox, but
And that's what
We
the
do
fire
want it on
department
the
had,
house.
had suggested on the mailbox,
Yes.
because it's more visual for them,
Yes.
but
No,
yeah, when we moved here, it was post office boxes.
right.
So you didn't, I'm like, how come we're not getting any mail? No mailman's walking around, for like 3
Yeah.
weeks, Penny Weiss says, oh, you gotta go get a post office box. I was like,
Right,
oh.
right, yeah, it
this
was
is
always,
really-
that's how it always was that they would go on
Yeah.
the mailbox post. And the fire chief did let me know that anybody that needs to, they can come down to the fire department, fill out some paperwork, and you can get those reflective
Yeah,
ones.
reflective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you do have to go to the post office, or the fire department and
department.
request that, and they have a form that needs to be filled out. But they are asking now that we're moving it into, they're on the house. So like my house, we have 2 front doors at my house. My address is actually on the wrong front door.
okay. Does it
So-
both face the street?
Yes. So I think they were running like a little office out of that one
Okay.
side at one
Yeah.
time, or
Yeah.
why, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
but-
I guess I never noticed that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny because Amazon can't figure out to put my packages underneath
Well,
the
they're
porch at that front door. They put it over there where it's all wide open.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so you know, we'll look into getting our address moved over to the correct door, so that the fire department, police department, anybody where if you've called for an emergency, they know exactly where to come to find you.
Yeah, yeah.
So, because we did discuss at the last meeting that GPS is not always.
No.
Accurate, and
Yeah.
Amazon drivers aren't always accurate either.
Yeah, that's
They-
true. That they
drive
delivered
around.
many things to my house. We discovered that the physical therapy across the street from our house over there with Choice One Bank,
Uh-huh.
their address directs, it reads the correct numbers and it tells you that it's the physical therapy, but it directs them to my driveway. It's across the street, diagonal, no idea,
Yeah,
but they
yeah,
direct
yeah.
them to my driveway. So if they had an emergency and, you know, the police department didn't know where the physical
Uh-huh,
therapy
yeah.
was, we would have these buildings clearly marked so that they would know.
Right.
But we have actually turned that over to village council. So it turns out that they're going to make the approval and necessary. Joe's working on a letter for the departments.
Yeah,
Fire
that's all
department,
done. We're
police
just waiting on
department.
what council wants to do first.
I
Okay,
haven't seen anything on the agenda yet.
No.
Nothing.
Conan's supposed to tell us what he wants to do first.
Okay.
all right, well, I'll discuss that with him on tonight's phone call then. And get that moving, because the fire chief was very excited that we were gonna do something about it. He'd love to see it done.
Sure.
And just, you know, have it there for anything that they may need.
Yeah.
As far as my other reports, we do have notice of the bond payment, so that has been taken care of. We handled that in our March meetings. We're just getting back the copies so that we have them. I think we passed around the flyer for the DTE pipeline safety, if anybody wanted to take a look at that. I don't have anything
You wanna
on
see
any
that?
further educational meetings or anything. So, like I said, as soon as I get any of that, I will let you guys know, in case you want to try and attend one of the meetings the village does pay for. I think some of them, but not all of them. It seems like I got paid for one of them I went to and not the other one.
Okay.
I'm not- Maybe it's because we never actually made the second one. We got the wrong GPS. So, everybody but Mike did get a copy of the bylaws, so if you want to glance over those, that is your copy to keep.
That bylaws for here.
Yeah, for the planning commission, yeah, you want this one.
You have another one?
I probably got one in this big bag. I can get another one printed up, no problem. Okay, so, let's see, Mike's approved, we're good there. Oh, that's the minutes, so we're good there. All right, it looks like I've covered everything I intended to cover. Mike, when's our first concert?
June, third week in June, it's a Wednesday.
Third week in June?
Yeah, I
Okay.
believe it's the third week.
It'll be
Say it quicker than me,
19th?
Kevin, because I'm not catching it. Here we go, June.
18th.
18th? Yeah, I
Wednesday,
believe
yeah,
that's
it's
right.
18th. Okay. All right, we got all our bands and everything all set. We're
Oh,
ready
yeah.
to go.
We've had this
Awesome.
since last November.
Oh, wow,
I got
okay.
people calling me all the time, asking to play, but when you tell them how much we're gonna pay them, a lot of them say, well, I got 6 guys in my band, it's too, it's not enough money.
Right, right.
I said,
Oh, you
"Okay."
can't adjust that.
No,
Get
Not
the
really.
budget.
I have for a couple of groups because they were so big.
'Cause
Yeah, we had one of like 24 people in
Yeah,
the band.
24, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I upped to $100, but as a norm, no.
Yeah, okay.
And what I was gonna try to do this year is if we get rained out on Wednesday, then have it on Thursday. I'll have to talk to the bands and, and see if they're up for that,
Okay. Okay.
and let the people know.
Then we should post some flyers out at the park on the gazebo or something that rain day will be the following, will be the day after.
Thursday, yeah, the day after.
That'd be a good idea. Okay. Okay, well, I think we've covered it all. Anybody got any questions, concerns, comments?
If anybody knows any roofers, I'm looking for the roof on the pump house to be re-roofed, and I'm having a hard time getting any quotes. Nobody seems to be interested in that.
Why, too small a job?
Yeah,
Mm.
it's not that big of a job.
Kevin, before we go any further? do
Next
we have
meeting is May 19th.
Thank you very much. May 19th is our next meeting at 7 o'clock. So we need a motion.
Motion to adjourn the Village of Armada Planning Commission, regular meeting, April 21st, 2025,
At
at 7:19 PM.
Support.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, adjourned.